Thank you. We're going to be reading Proverbs chapter 5 for 30 minutes. Not chapter 5 for 30 minutes, but we're going to be reading starting at chapter 5 for 30 minutes in Proverbs. My son, listen to my wisdom. Incline your ear to my understanding, so as to watch over discretion, and your lips guard knowledge. For the lips of the strange woman drip honey, and her mouth is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lay hold of Sheol. She does not consider the path of life. Her ways are unstable. You do not know it. So now listen to me, your children, and do not turn away from the words of my mouth. Keep your way far from her, and do not come near the door of her house, lest you give your splendor to others, and your years to one who is cruel. Let strangers be filled with your strength, and your labors go to the house of a foreigner. Then you shall howl in your latter end, when your flesh and your body are consumed, and shall say, how I have hated discipline, and my heart has despised reproof, and I have not heeded the voice of my teachers, and I have not inclined mine ear to those who instructed me. In a little while I was in all evil, in the midst of assembly and congregation. Drink water from your own cistern, and running water from your own well. Should your springs be scattered abroad, rivers of water in the streets, let them be only your own, not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice with the wife of your own youth, a loving deer and pleasant dove. Let her, ooh boy, dirty word here, nipples satisfy you at all times, and be captivated by her love always. For why should you, my son, be captive of a strange woman, and embrace the bosom of a foreigner? For the ways of man are before the eyes of Yah, and he considers all his paths. The wrong one is entrapped in his own crookedness, and he is caught in the cords of his sin. He dies of lack of discipline and greatness of his folly, and he goes astray. Chapter 6. My son, if you have become, I can't pronounce this word, I'm going to hack it up. Greater, like Guarantor, for your friend. I got to look that word up. Have shaken hands and pledged for a stranger, have been snared by the words of your own mouth, have been caught by the words of your own mouth. Do this at once, my son, and deliver yourself, for you have come into the hand of your friend. Go humble yourself and urge your friend. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hunter's hand. and like a bird from the hand of the trapper. Go to the ant, you lazy one, see her ways and be wise, which having no commander, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer, gathers her food in the harvest. How long would you lie down, O lazy one? When do you arise from your sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to lie down, and your poverty shall come like a prowler, and your need as an armed man, a man of, I'm going to hack this one up too, Belial, Beliya, apostrophe Al, a wicked man, walks with perverse mouth, winks with his eyes, shuff, shuffles his feet, points his finger, perverseness in his heart, plotting evil at all times. He sends out strife. Therefore his calamity comes suddenly, instantly is broken, and there is no healing. This 6 matters Yah hates, and 7 are abomination to him. A proud that shed innocent blood, a heart devising wicked schemes, feet quick to run to evil, a false witness breathing out lies, and one who causes strife among brethren. Excuse me. My son, watch over your father's command, and do not forsake the Torah of your mother. Bind them on your heart always. Tie them around your neck. When you are walking about, it leads you. When you lie down, it guards you. And when you have woken up, it talks to you. For the command is a lamp, and the Torah is a light, and the reproofs of discipline a way of life. To guard you against an evil woman from the flattering tongue of a strange woman. Do not desire her prettiness in your heart, neither let her captivate you with her eyelids. For because of a whore, one is brought to a crust of bread, and an adulteress hunts a precious life. Would a man take fire to his bosom, and his garments not be burned? Would a man walk on hot coals, and his feet not get scorched? So is he who goes into the neighbor's wife. None who touches her goes unpunished. They do not despise a thief, if he steals to set aside his appetite when he is starving. Yet if he is caught, he repays sevenfold. He gives all the wealth of his house. He who commits adultery with a woman lacks heart. He who is who that he who does it destroys his own life. He finds smiting and shame, and is wiped away. For jealousy enrages a man, and he does not spare in the day of vengeance. He does not regard any ransom, nor accept your bribe, however great. Chapter 7. My son, guard my words and treasures up my commands with you. Guard my commands and live, and my Torah is the apple of your eye. Bind them in your fingers. Write them on the table of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call understanding a close friend, to guard you against the strange woman, against the foreigner who flatters with her words. For at the window of my house I looked through my lattice, and I saw among the simple, I perceived among the youths, and a young man lacking heart, passing through the streets near her corner. And he went the way to her house in the twilight, in the evening, in the black and the dark night. And look, a woman whore with a hidden heart. She was boisterous and stubborn. Her feet did not stay in her own house. Now in the streets, now in the square, and at every corner she lurked. And she took hold of him and kissed him. She hardened her face and said to him, Slatterings of peace offerings are with me. I have paid my vows. Therefore I came out to meet you. I earnestly seek your face, and I found you. I had spread my bed with coverings, colored linens, and oh my God, I can't pronounce the word. Oh, I can't believe I said God. I'm just learning myself. MITSRAYIN. Mitzrayim? I gotta look that word up too. I have sprinkled my bed with myrrh, aloe, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill in carnal love until morning. Let us delight ourselves with love, for my husband is not at home. He has gone on a long journey. He took a bag of silver with him. He comes home on the day. With her many words she leads him astray. With her with her smooth lips she seduces him. He goes after her immediately, like an ox he goes to the slaughter, and as in chains a fool to the punishment, till a arrow strikes through his liver, like a bird rushing into a snare, and did not know it would take his life. And now listen to me, you children. Pay attention to the words of my mouth. Do not let your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not go astray in her paths. For many are the wounded she has caused to fall, and the numerous all who killed ones. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the rooms of death. Chapter 8. Does not wisdom call, and understanding lift up her voice? On the top of her heights, along the way between the paths, she has taken her stand. Besides the gate leaving the city, at the entrance she shouts, O men, I call to you, and my voice is to the sons of men. You simple ones, understanding insight, and you fools, be of an understanding heart. Listen, for I speak noble words, and the opening of my lips is about straightness, for my mouth speaks truth, and the wrongness is an abomination to my lips. All the words of my mouth are in right, none of them twisted or crooked. All of them plan to him who understands, and straight to those who find knowledge. Accept my discipline, and not silver, and knowledge rather than choose choice gold. And wisdom is better than rubies. And all delights are not comparable to her. I, wisdom, have dwelt with insight, and I find knowledge, foresight. The fear of Yah is to hate evil. I have hated pride and arrogance and the evil way, and the perverse smile. Counsel is mine, and sound wisdom. I am understanding. Mightiness is mine. By me, by me, sovereigns reign, and ruler makes righteousness inscriptions. By me, princes rule and nobles, all the judges of the earth. I am those who love me, and those who earnestly seek me do find me. Riches and esteem are with me, enduring wealth and riches. My fruit is better than gold, and my increase than choice silver. I walk in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the path of righteous ruling, to bestow substance on those who love me, and to fill their treasures. Yah possessed me, the beginning of his way, as the first of his works of old. I was set up ages ago, at the first before the earth ever was. When there were no depths, I was brought forth. When there were no springs heavy with water, before mountains were sunk, before the hills I was brought forth, before he had made the earth and the fields, or the first dust of the world. When he prepared the heavens, I was there. When I inscribed a circle on the face of the deep, when he set the clouds above, and when he made the fountains of the deep strong, when he gave to the sea its law, so the waters would not transgress his mouth. When he inscribed the foundations of the earth, then I was beside him, a master workmanship. Excuse me. Then I was beside him, a master workman, and I was his delight, day by day, rejoicing before him all the time, rejoicing in the world, his earth, and my delights were with the sons of men. And now listen to me, you children, for blessed are they who guard my ways. Listen to discipline and become wise, and do not refuse it. Blessed is the man who listens to me, watching daily at my gate, waiting for the post of my doors. For whoever finds me shall find life, and obtain favor from Yah. But he who sins against me injures himself. All who hate me love death. So the next reading will be tomorrow, same time. I think Vain Traditions at 9, and then Proverbs at 9:30. And we're going to start at chapter 9 tomorrow. Thanks, and I hope that this has been a blessing for